Howdy doody family, my name's Nerf Sniper, and today is a fun day. Now, many of you may remember that a few months ago I had to sell my truck. I had a Dodge Ram 1500 and I really loved it. It was a second gen and it was great, but it was too expensive. Up here in British Columbia, it's very expensive to own a car. It cost me like $300 a month just to insure it. So it ended up not being really in my best interest financially to keep that around, and so I had to sell it. And we were coming up with new ways that I could maybe transport myself around town, just in the little town that I lived in. And we decided that I was gonna get an electric scooter. I decided to get an electric scooter, and so we just went to Sinclair Motorsports and picked up a scooter. And so there it is in the back of the Dodge, a different Dodge. And yeah, we're on our way back home right now, and we're gonna charge it up and see how it goes. The thing tops out at about 32 kilometers an hour, yeah, which is 20 miles per hour, and that's pretty good. It needs no insurance. It's an electric powered scooter with pedals on it, so you ride it in the bike lane, but it should hold me over for a while until I'm down in the States. So that is the plan right now. All right, so I've had the scooter for a day now, and I got it charged up all the way, and I took it out, and battery is basically dead right now, and I'm just about to go home. But I wanted to get a good amount of usage into it before I decided to do like an honest review. And honestly, this right here, this is the Geo Italia 500 watt Geo electric scooter or whatever, and it's a good scooter. I really do enjoy it. The governor on it makes it so that it only goes up to 32 kilometers, but the governor switch is right there, and it actually, the little blue switch, you just switch it to the left and boom, governor's off. So without the governor on, it tops out at about, like, I'd say 45 kilometers an hour. 45 kilometers an hour is pretty good. Downhill it can get up to like 50, 56, somewhere around there, and that's not bad, you know. Going uphill it keeps up about 25 kilometers an hour. I can't complain, and it's a good little thing for getting you from point A to point B in like a small little town scenario. But anything bigger than that, anything outside of a range of like, you know, 20 kilometers, you would never want to use this as a round trip thing, because it takes about 8 to 9 hours for the battery to charge, and that will last you, a fully charged battery will last you 60 kilometers, assuming that you're not taking the governor off, right? Because the minute that you take the governor off, it's using more torque, more power, less battery time, so on and so forth. But really, it's an amazing machine. It's crazy. It whispers, man. It doesn't make any noise. It's crazy. And you know, it's no truck. It's no Dodge Ram. I said that already, but you know, it is a cheap, affordable way to get around, you know, and it's fun. It's a fun little Vespa kind of thing. And you know, you can drive it in the bike lanes, occasionally sneak it into a crosswalk or onto a sidewalk, and you know, you're gonna pretty much get away with it. There's no license plate on it, so like if you like accidentally go through a red light, like it's not the end of the world all of a sudden, you know, because up here we have the cameras that'll scan your plate. Well, I got no plate on this, so if I accidentally run a light, I'm not too worried, you know. That doesn't mean I'm going to start running lights, but if it does happen, I'm not freaking out and being all anxious about it, because I don't know if I'm going to get a ticket in the mail, right? Yeah, so battery life is nice. The compartments on this thing are nuts. So it's got the little trunk on the back, and then I've got saddlebags on either side, and then it's got the little cubby hole underneath the handlebars. And honestly, like, I couldn't be happier. I don't even use all those compartments yet. Like, you can just put so much stuff in all these places. You know, you got so much stuff to see that you can carry. And plus, it's a 2-person seat. And like, really, you don't want to have 2 people on a freaking scooter like this. So you do have enough space to be wearing a backpack, in addition to having, you know, like, what is it? 2, 4, 6 compartments to put stuff in there for storage. It's actually really good. You got your headlight, you got your blinkers, you got your horns, everything that you need to drive on the road without, you know, with having insurance, and then it just doesn't go fast enough for you to need insurance. So it's like, it's the best of both worlds of having like something that doesn't need to be insured, but also feeling like you have somewhat of a vehicle. but this is something that I won't really use to go to like work and stuff that often, but it is like, it can get me around town to friends' houses who live, you know, close to me and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm using it for right now. Alrighty then. So, my first week of using the scooter as a daily commuter, hey, that rhymes. It's over, and honestly, review on that, I think that I've been really enjoying it. It's a good little scooter. So yeah, basically before I had the scooter, it probably took me about, I want to say like 15 minutes to drive to work. And honestly, now it takes me about 40 minutes to drive to work, because this, you know, tops off at around 45 kilometers an hour when the governor's off and I'm on flat ground. So the fastest I've ever gotten it to go is 62 kilometers an hour. That happened today, and I was going downhill and I coasted. I didn't even have the gas going. I call it a gas. You know, the throttle. There you go. It's just, I love this little thing. It's pretty great. We've already started to get some wear and tear on it right down here. I got a good little crack right there in the frame, not in the frame, sorry, in the chassis. There's a little bit of a crack there, and it's caused a warping to the body that kind of just makes some of the plastic pieces stick out, and that's not super ideal, but whatever. It's more aesthetic than anything else, but it's a good little guy. The mirrors are a little bit small, and I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do help me out a lot. And mostly it's just got a great amount of storage space. That's probably my favorite thing about it, is the storage space. These little pedals are literally just to make it legal to ride in the bike lane without insurance, because there is a license plate thing back here. I don't know why anybody would ever take these pedals off and insure it. This thing literally will not go above 60 kilometers an hour ever. Even if you're going downhill at the fastest you can go, that's 60. Like, there's no reason to ever use this as a serious vehicle outside of the bike lane. So yeah, it's the pedals, they do practically nothing. All right, so I popped it up on its little jack. I'll take the stand out. So now you can see the wheel spin. This is literally like a 1-to-1 ratio here. See, watch these spindles, watch the rate right here. This is useless. This is like a speed bike with like a exercise bike with no resistance on it. Ridiculous. That basically just proves my point that those pedals are not meant to operate. They are simply put there because law here in British Columbia, if you want to ride in the bike lane on something like this, you have to have those pedals on it, and it has to have a governor that can make it so that it only goes 32 kilometers an hour. This is my governor switch right here. I never put it on. Why would I do that? Have you ever seen anybody get pulled over in the bike lane for just driving, right? And regular bicycles don't have a speedometer. I'm sure that there are people who can bike downhill at more than 60 kilometers an hour on a regular bicycle, and they wouldn't get pulled over for that. So, like, seriously, nobody's even going to bat an eye that I'm driving this 10 kilometers over the speed limit. For those of you who don't know miles and kilometers, the difference there, me going 45 kilometers an hour on this is like not even 30 miles per hour. So I'm like, but it gets you around town. It's a good little ripper. It's got a cute little horn on it and everything. Actually, here, I'll let you hear the horn. And don't you just love that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's a good little bike. Visiting my link page, nerfsniper.contactin.bio, will bring you to all of my social media platforms where you can connect with the rest of my community. You can also visit our new merch store, which just released 3 new merch campaigns, including the Nerf Sniper OG merch, the Nerf Sniper Crest merch, and the Nerf's 100K Club merch. Some of our items are only available for a limited time, so if you see something you fancy, make sure you get it while you can. All proceeds go to the funding of this channel, so any merch sales or donations are greatly appreciated.